Hey there guys, Alex here. Back again for my second video in a couple of days. I wanted to get this done yesterday but didn't have the time in the end, so today I want to show the remainder of my recent vinyl finds. I made a video yesterday showing a VCLT package that I was sent from Jeff's Vinyl Scene, and also a contest prize from Mean Mr. Mayo. So go and check out that video if you haven't already. Thanks to the guys that have watched it already. Means a lot that you guys still care to some extent about what I have to say and the stuff I have to show. So thank you if you've watched that video already, but if you haven't, then check it out on my channel. But yeah, today I want to show, as I say, the remainder of the stuff I have. These are all records that I've picked up myself over the last couple of months. Going to try and keep it short and sweet because I don't have much memory on my iPhone. So without further ado, I'm going to get straight into these records. And the first one here is one that I think Derek recommended a while ago. Must have been a few months ago, and it kind of stuck in my mind because he was kind of raving about this, and I kind of made a mental note because I kind of trust Derek's music taste, and I thought if I see this in my record store, I'll pick it up and give it a shot. So sure enough, like a couple of days after watching that video, I saw this record staring me in the face in my record store, and stayed true to my word, and I picked it up, and I'm so glad I did. Can't thank you enough for the recommendation, Derek. Picked up Aphex Twin, I Care Because You Do. This is from 1995 originally, but this is a reissue on Warp Records. And yeah, so glad I picked this up. Kind of ambient techno, acid techno, that kind of thing. But yeah, Aphex Twin. I didn't know anything about Aphex Twin before buying this, but after doing a little bit of research, it appears that he was pretty important in the kind of techno movement in the 90s, and he's considered kind of a legend of electronic music production, and kind of a pioneer in that genre of music. So he's very important, and this was an important record for him. I think it was his third or fourth record. Obviously Aphex Twin is his stage name. I think his real name is Richard James. And as far as I know, I think he's from Ireland. I might be wrong about that. I seem to remember reading he was from Ireland originally. I think he lives in the UK now. But yeah, he put this out in 1995, and it's just been reissued on Warp. And a really nice pressing of this as well. Got some pretty cool labels. Got them. I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, as I say, kind of ambient techno, acid house, kind of techno, that kind of thing. If you're into that genre of music, definitely give this a try. If you're not familiar with Aphex Twin, he's a legend of, he's a legendary producer, and this is definitely, I think, after listening to some of his other albums digitally, I would probably say this is my favourite. But maybe it's just because I have it on vinyl, but it's one of those albums that maybe, it took me a few listens to fully appreciate it, but after it kind of clicked, it was so good, and I can't say enough about this. Definitely pick it up if you see it. So that's Aphex Twin. Second of all, we have a new release, and this one is one that I saw Anthony Fantano review on the Needle Drop, and he gave it an 8 out of 10, and I kind of take note when Anthony gives a good score to an album. So yeah, this was cool to get. I got this for a very good price. This is the Haxan Cloak Excavation, released this year on Triangle Records. Very basic pressing. I guess that's why it was so cheap. I think I got this for £11 on Amazon, which is very, very good for a record, especially as it's a double LP as well. Quite a basic pressing, as I say. Standard labels, not heavyweight vinyl or anything, but still a nice pressing of this. And yeah, Anthony kind of described it as being like a horror soundtrack to a movie, and I can kind of completely see where he's coming from after listening to this a few times. That kind of notion clicked with me, and yeah, it's very atmospheric, spacey, ambient in spots, And it's definitely an album that warrants playing loud. You've got to crank the sound up to get the full effect on this, but it's very, very good. I didn't fall in love with this. It's not an album that I'm in love with, but I can still appreciate what the Haxan Cloak is trying to do on this, and I really enjoyed it. So again, if you see this, definitely check it out. Right. Thirdly, we have an album that's definitely in my top 10 this year so far, and a band that I'm really getting into of late. I picked up Vampire Weekend's most recent album they released. It must have been, again, a couple of months ago. And the interesting thing about this record is that they released two versions of this. They had a record store exclusive, not Record Store Day, Record Store, meaning that they put out one version exclusive to record stores on white vinyl, which was a limited pressing, and then a version that you could pick up online, which was, I think, was standard black vinyl. So I went into my record store and asked if they had this, and they did. So I got the white vinyl version, which is very, very cool. Great pressing, sounds amazing. I mean, it sounds so much better on vinyl than it does digitally. And yeah, I really like the direction Vampire Weekend is going in on this. I mean, it's definitely my favourite album of theirs in its entirety. I mean, it's not got some of my favourite tracks of theirs on here, but I love the kind of experimental direction they're going in, and I think they've got a lot more to offer with this sound. But I was very impressed with this. It's a very solid album from start to finish. Doesn't really have a weak track. Great sampling and production work, as well as some really interesting lyrics, and kind of touching on some religious subjects, which is really interesting as well. So pick this up, Vampire Weekend. In my opinion, their best work so far. So very, very happy with that. And finally here, I said I was going to try and keep it short and sweet. I think I'm going to do a separate review of this album, simply because I could talk about it for hours. It's I'd say my favourite album of the year so far, which is obviously a big statement, but I was so impressed with this, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have this. This is, of course, Daft Punk, Random Access Memories, released, I think, back in May. Great pressing, got the gatefold with the synthesizer in there. Double LP, heavyweight vinyl on Columbia Records. Definitely pick this up on vinyl if you find it. It sounds good digitally, but it sounds so much more organic and free-flowing when you listen to it on vinyl, which is why I picked it up. Great pressing, and as I say, I think I'm going to do a separate review of this, because I just want to talk about it some more. Yeah, kind of disco influence, kind of harking back to the 80s and when that sound was popular, but kind of bringing a real robotic 21st century Daft Punk specific vibe to that sound. It's interesting what they've done with the instrumentation. It's got a much more kind of live sound to it than some of their older records, which is great. It's got, it's not just purely electronic. They've got some real instrumentation in there. And just an incredible album. Definitely my favourite of the year so far. I can't see anything surpassing this, but we'll have to wait and see. But I was so happy to get this, and listened to it a ton of times, and yeah, amazing. Definitely pick up Random Access Memories. I'm sure most of you have this already, or have heard it in some kind of way. But if you see it on vinyl, it's definitely one of those albums which you should pick up on vinyl if you see it. So yeah, that is my 4 finds. I wanted to keep it short, and that's pretty much it for now. Hopefully I'll be able to buy some more vinyl soon, once I've paid off this house deposit and stuff, but we'll have to wait and see. In the meantime, I want to do some more videos. As I say, I want to review that album, and also hopefully do some more reviews, and just get some more regular content going up on the channel. But yeah, check out my video from yesterday, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys soon. But apart from that, thanks very much for watching. See you later, guys.